Alright guys, Dusty from Indivape once again, and this time we're going to do a review of the CoilMaster DIY Kit 3.0. Of course, this was sent to us from CoilMaster themselves, and as many of you know, we are the authorized resellers of CoilMaster products in India. Now let's go ahead and take a look inside this magical box. First of all, we have the CoilMaster Organic Cotton, a scratch and win card which gives you a chance to win a CoilMaster vaping mat. On the left side, we have a lot of tools. We'll go through them one by one. First of all, we have a pair of needle nose pliers, handy for straightening your coil when you're installing it in your RTA or in your RDA. The second thing we have is a pair of diagonal pliers, which are used to cut your wires when you're making your builds. Now, the special thing about these pliers is that these are diagonal, which means that you can put them right up to the posts of your RDA or RTA and cut the coil legs as close as possible. Thirdly, we have a pair of elbow tweezers. Of course, these are meant to pull the cotton through the post holes and also to fluff it out a little bit or to tuck it in, especially in the case of an RDA. We have these ceramic tweezers. The tip is of course ceramic, which means that you can compress your coils even while you're dry firing them. Lastly, on the left side, we have two screwdrivers. One is a Phillips head and one is a flat head. And as you can see, the build quality on all of these things is absolutely impeccable. Moving on to the right side, the more interesting side, we have 10 feet of canthal wire, 24 gauge, a hex tool which can be used to tighten the screws on most of your RDAs and RTAs, because the gauge on all the ends is different from each other. Again, very handy tool. We have a pair of very sharp scissors, very compact as well, as you can see. You pull this out and the scissors are ready to use. Do the same thing all over again, reverse the whole process, and it's packed. The two most interesting things, for me at least, in this is first of all the CoilMaster 521 mini tab. Very cool, especially since it has two modes. You build your coil, you put your base in here, you can check the resistance, you can also dry fire it. Of course, this requires an 18650 battery, and that does not come with this, so you have to buy that separately. And lastly, we have this absolutely stunning coil jig. It comes with 3 posts. This lets you build coils from 1.5 mm diameter all the way to 4. Now let's go ahead and take a quick look at how to use the mini tab and the coil jig. The coil jig comes with 6 poles, as we've already discussed, from 1.5 to 4 mm. I absolutely love the fact that they have got the silicone case, which means that you can never lose these posts. And if you've been a rebuilder for a while, you know how easy it is to lose these things. Let's, for example, build a, let's say, a 3.0 mm coil. This is the main body of the tool. You open it up, easy peasy. Put in the post and screw it back on. That's it. Now, one thing I want to note about this is that you have 2 holes in this. Now, this means that you can build the coil from the top or from the bottom. And like we know, many RTAs, like once again, for instance, the Serpent Mini, it is much easier to install the coil when it's built from the bottom up. Like this, for instance. You put in your wire, comes from the bottom, give it a quick roll, take the tool. Since we are building a 3.0, I'm going to take the 3.0. Here it is. Put this thing in and just start rolling. As easy as that. Pull the finished coil out. give it one last twirl. Of course, we're going to use our pliers for this. Pull it out, straighten it out. This is literally how easy it is to build a coil with this excellent coil jig. Now moving on to the 521 tab. As I mentioned before, we need an 18650 battery for this, so I'm going to use one that I have handy right now. You have the markings at the bottom, so you know which way the plus and the minus ends go. Alright, the battery's in. Now the battery's in the 521 tab. We're going to check the resistance of a build that I've already made on my engine RTA. On my mod, this build reads as 0.44 ohms. Let's see if the tab gets it right. And there we go, right on point, 0.44 ohms. Now, if I want to dry fire the coil, like if I'm building a new coil and I want to dry fire it, get all the hot spots out, I'm going to turn the button to the fire, press this thing, and the tach is firing away. As easy as that. This was the review of the CoilMaster DIY Kit 3.0. And of course, you can find this for sale on Indivape.in. You can also check us out on Facebook as well as on Instagram at Indivape.in. Do give this video a like if you found it useful, and do not forget to join vapeindia.org. Remember guys, we have to fight for a right to vape. And lastly, do not forget to subscribe to this channel because as some of you already know, we're going to do a giveaway every month, and that is exclusively for our YouTube subscribers. As long as you are subscribed to our channel, you're automatically entered in the giveaway. So this was it for this review guys. Arrivederci.